I am having a blessed evening. Yes, I am. Yes, I am. I hope you're having a blessed evening out there in this beautiful Saturday. I really appreciate it that your guys are hit me. Are here with me. I really appreciate your guys liking and sharing and subscribing to my channel. And I'm never lacking on information. I may be a little late, a day or two, but I do come back and complete my topics and the information that needs to get out amongst us as the indigenous people. And being on YouTube is not easy. It's not an easy task, right? Because I use my knowledge, wisdom, and understanding, right, coming from a spiritual world, from a spiritual foundation, and it takes a lot of energy out of me. It definitely takes a lot of energy out of me, right? But I know and understand that this is a task that I must do. This is the information that is given to me. This is guidance that is given to me with knowledge, wisdom, understanding, and I must give it to you. I must warn each and every person that I can reach, right? And to bring us out of darkness and evil that is overspreading us. And this is a big task, right? To really basically give your guys the information. So this topic is really near dear to me, and it should be really near dear to you, right? The reason why it should be dear to you is because finding and searching for peace is very difficult. It is not an easy task, right? It is extremely hard and difficult, right? And everybody wants to search for peace and tranquility, right? And especially upon this earth, as we deal with a lot of chaotic things, a lot of confusion, a lot of deception, a lot of being misinformed about a lot of things that goes on, right? And you can say that there's no peace and tranquility. There is peace and tranquility in this earth. It is. But it costs, right? And it's cost to have tranquility and peace, which is wrong. Which is wrong. There's a whole entire earth supposed to have balance and justice, which brings peace and tranquility. Certain parts of this earth is plagued with murder, death, kill, barbaric, devil, demon. And you got to ask yourself, why is certain parts, right, in America and the United States is plagued with a lot of darkness, evil, deception, right, chaos, right, confusion, and pollution? Why? Why is it? Because these areas right here, right, this is where the indigenous people bloodline at. This is where their growth is at. This is where their information is at. This is where their guidance is at. You understand? This is where it's holy and blessed. So places that are holy and blessed, this entity is going to be there for you. This entity is going to be there for you, and it's going to backdoor you for fame, fortune, and riches, right? This is why certain areas is plagued with violence. This is why certain areas are plagued with violence all over the world. All over the world, as you look, there's violence upon violence, violence upon violence. But there are places, right, that's that's on earth that is very peaceful. And one of the places is a cave. Sometimes you got to build your own cave. Sometimes you got to build your own getaway, right? And what I mean by that, you have to build your own solitude. You have to build your own getaway, whether it be by mind, body, and soul. Sometimes you have to escape the chaos and confusion because it's not good for your mind, it's not good for your body, and it's not good for your soul. As we look and see that it don't let up, It don't let up. So it's putting up a fight. So what we got to do, we cannot let up. We cannot rest. We got to keep going. It's really, really important for us. At the end of the day, the beginning of the day, right? In the middle of the day, that's really, really important. How you doing, Michelle? The greatest peace is to be one with yourself. You actually truly right. The greatest place and the greatest peace is upon yourself, right? But it takes a lot of dedication in order to get to yourself, because basically as we go through a lot of difficulties, right, and a lot of hardship, we trauma bond. Trauma, depression, anxiety, it sets in us, especially in our mind frame, after going through a lot of things in our communities each and every day, and getting away from these situations is very, very difficult. It's traumas. We remember a lot of these things. So technically we can't like get into peace, but we can find peace. In order to eradicate these thoughts and images from out of our head is very, very difficult. This is why changing people, places, and things is amazing for us. And I'm talking about physically. Physically, there is places in this world, in the United States, or just all over the world, where there's peace and tranquility, where you don't have to deal with a lot of electronics. You don't have to deal with a lot of things that we deal with on a daily basis, which is taking life from us. It's taking life from us. The more that you deal with stress and problems, right, you become closer and closer to death physically. This is an actual fact, because your body can't deal with all this stress, right? We was built and we was created for balance and justice. There's no balance and justice. Being that there's no balance and justice, that means that we're going to fight for peace and balance and justice. And at the same time, it's going to take life from us. This is an actual true fact. It takes obedience and self-discipline and plugging worldly things. You right. You right. That's a physical. That's physical. That's physical. That's physical. That's definitely physical. But we putting all this together, mind, body, and soul, because it all works as one. It all works at one. Feel me? But nevertheless, the damage is already done for a lot of us. The damage is already done, dealing with the traumas and depression and the images of dealing with hardship upon our life. Each time we think about hardship, each time we think about these traumas and depressions and these things that went on our life, it takes a little bit of pieces physically from your life. I want you to understand that. Coming from a spiritual sense, it takes a little bit of pieces of life from you. This is why it's really, really important to protect our children and not allow them to watch certain things that's in society, because it's going to plague them with darkness. That's why it's really, really important to protect their mind, body, and soul from seeing these acts of sexual acts, murder, death, kill, listening to these certain things, because what happens is that it drains their life and it corrupts them. This is the actual true fact, which is really, really important. And these things are all in scriptures, and all of the scriptures. And at some time, some period of time, some people never find peace. The only time they find peace is when they exit to the next life, to the afterlife. They will never find peace. They will always constantly go through problems and turmoil and struggles in their life, like they can't figure it out. You feel me? And this is an actual true fact. We know of some people that went through this out in society. We see each and every day person is and then now they got the drugs there. So that basically that you cannot deal with the pain and suffering. So now The drugs are there, the violence and all this other stuff, right? So that you cannot understand, so you can be plagued with more of this stuff, which cutting your life shorter and shorter. So we have to look at this, as a spiritual people, or who we are. Peace is very difficult. Peace is very difficult and hard to find. I mean, peace, tranquility, where you're not arguing anybody, where you're not thinking about evil thoughts, where you're not thinking about anything. You're just thinking about worshiping and peace and tranquility. That's all you're thinking about. And I'm quite sure you will live longer physically, mentally, and spiritually. Most these things, these chaotic things happen in our life, dumb, deaf, and blind, people killing each other and people doing all these sick acts, it takes away our life. Our lifespan get shorter and shorter and shorter because there's too much pollution, there's too much corruption upon the earth that mankind procreated. And this is an absolute true fact. And what you're saying, yes, we have to get away from the worldly life. We have to get away from it. But it's very, very difficult and hard to get away from the materialistic world. Everybody around the world is after materialistic things. Everybody. Spiritual and people that's not spiritual. But the difference with spirituality, the reason why we after materialistic things is only for the benefit of our physical, because we know our physical has a beginning and end. It's only for the benefit, that's it. We're not being greedy, we're not being haughty, we are satisfied with the Creator give us. We are satisfied with the Creator give us. And even in that, of course, even in that, just having a little bit of peace and tranquility, you got to pay for that. And it's sad. It's really, really sad that this is among us as people, but this is here. Michelle said, yes, because we are children, first teachers. We are the parents, are supposed to mold our children to be leaders and not followers, to be responsible for our action as they enter adulthood. Yes, it's true. But we could think about that life, right? We could think about it. It is true, right? And this was applying to our elders and our parents, because they didn't have to be plagued with so much stuff that these children are plagued with. They got the internet. They got these major platforms. These children are making more money by screaming and playing games. They don't need to work for the government. You feel me? They making $4,000 or $5,000, $10,000 a month just playing games on the internet. So they mind, body, and soul just on that. They getting money off twerking. They getting money. They getting money. They getting the bag, and they see that. So they're not going to listen to you. They're not going to listen to the elders. They're going to go about what the internet says to do. So this is what I'm saying, is that we have to at all costs protect our children, mind, body, and soul away from this. And yes, it is hard. That's why it takes a village to raise a children other than others. We were never meant to do this by ourselves. Of course, we were never meant to do this by ourselves. But you have to understand, there's something spiritually that I've been talking about on my platform that a lot of people don't understand, right? The more melanin that you have, right? The more copper that you have in your skin. And I'm talking to the indigenous people of this earth and the indigenous people, basically, of the West that we call America. I'm talking to the indigenous people, the melanin people for right now, right? The first civilization of mankind, basically. We are the creator and the creator's us, but what limitation? He gave us limitation, right? I'm talking to us. Our titles are called the Uply God Right Ones. That's our title. We are called the Uply God Right Ones. And we always talk to the Alpha Omega through telepathically talking to him And telekinesis was the tool that we use to uplift, right, objects. This is an actually true fact, right? The more melanin that you have, the more responsibility that you have to the universe and to the Alpha Omega, the Almighty. Melanin is in everything. The more melanin that you have, the greater of the responsibilities that you have. Always remember that we are the right hand. We are the descendants. We are the right hand of the Alpha Omega, the creating everything in existence. And this is powerful. So this is not taught in schools. This is not taught in institutions nowhere. This is taught through spirituality, right? And through all the scriptures, it tells you this. This is the actual true fact. And some people don't want to understand it. And, it's all cool. But I'm here to bring the knowledge, wisdom, and understanding that peace is hard to find. Of having this melanin and having that responsibility, you will never have peace. You will always be working. You will always work for the Alpha Omega. This is an actual true fact. And as you work for him, you will start to understand peace will come through you, through your whole entire life. But you will always work because you have a more greater responsibility upon the earth, upon the universe, and upon the Almighty Lord, the Creator. That's why I said the more melanin that you have, the more responsibilities that you have. That does not negate other people that don't have melanin in their skin. They don't have responsibility. Yes, they do. White, black, Spanish, everybody got responsibility to do towards the Creator and towards their civilization and towards their land. Right? And only then when you find peace. And I'm talking about tranquility, peace that's placed upon the Almighty, upon us. I'm not talking about man-made peace. I'm talking about the peace. And when you become one with the Alpha, Omega, with the universe and everything in existence, that's where you can find peace and tranquility in that. When we doing that. Once we go outside of that, you will never find peace. Just like man makes up, they try to make up peace. You go on vacation, you do this, you do that. You go on Jamaica, you go over here. The place is so beautiful, it's tranquility, is this and that. This is all fabricated peace. It's not really peace. It's towards your physical, but what about your spirit? Your spirit and your spirituality, that needs peace. And it will never have peace until you fulfill your oaths, until you fulfill your agreement that we supposed to do what? Keep balance and justice upon the earth and not tear it up like we doing this right now. This is why it's really, really difficult and hard to find peace, because peace is not where it's at. People think smoking weed is at peace. People think it's, getting a new house, you at peace. People think you get a new car is at peace. A new job, you at peace. No. All this stuff is just to maintain your physical. That's not peace. That's work. That ain't peace. Peace is when you are one with the Alpha Omega, the Almighty, and he can take away everything. He'll make your task easy as butter, cutting butter with a knife. So definitely finding peace is difficult in this world. So we have to create our own peace within inside ourselves. Like you said, create our own peace. Build yourself a cave within inside of you. Isolation. Build yourself a cave. And let me tell you something. I've been an introvert for so many years. I've been a loner for so many years. I'm at peace. And I'm going to keep it real with you. I don't have to be outside. I'm a type of person that loves my peace and loves my tranquility, because I start to get in my thoughts. I start to think beyond the zones of the heaven. I start to think better because I'm at a spiritual peace. I'm at a spiritual peace. Is my physical at peace? No. My physical, that's like I said, my physical is not at peace because I got to keep working. I got to keep thinking. And once you keep doing that, you think about your problems, you think about your bills, you think about this, you think about that. You're getting older and older and you take it away from your life. That is not peace. That is confusion. That's chaotic. And it's deception upon us in a little bit of darkness. But us being spirituality, we have to create our own peace. We have to create it. And that's being in tune with the Alpha Omega to creating everything in existence. Yes, brothers and sisters, kings and queens, ladies and gentlemen, I want to thank you so much for listening to me, subscribing to me, and me just keeping it real with you guys, man. You have to find your peace. You have to create a cave. You have to create a getaway for yourself and your loved ones and your family sometimes, because a lot of things that we are into is taking away our physical life. It's draining us. You can't see it. We're getting older and older and older because of the activities and the things that's here upon man. So this is why it's draining us and we're not at peace, physically, mentally, or spiritually. This is an actual true fact, and this is why we pray for the Alpha Omega, the Creator, in existence for help, searching for peace, searching for peace. But longer that you with Him and He's with you, you are at peace. Just keep pushing, you will be okay. We will be okay. This is an actual true fact. Yes. It's not easy finding peace, but you can find peace and build your own cave and isolate yourself from any and everybody. I do it physically all the time. You call me up. If you know me, you know me. You're like, where you at, Austin? I'm in the house. You in the house? Yeah, I'm in the house. I'll go outside, take care of my business, and I'll come back inside because it's tranquility and peace. You couldn't keep me outside when I was young. I was always outside. I was always into something, always doing something. If you know me, you know me. You couldn't keep me. But after a while, I've learned that isolating myself from people I get a better understanding. I get a better connection with the Alpha Omega, the creating everything in existence. But when I'm outside, I'm active. Meaning I'm helping any and everybody. So this is facts. I love your guys, and your guys. Listen, I got so many videos for you guys. I got so much content for you guys. Please like, share, and subscribe. I'm telling you. Yeah, please like, share, subscribe. I really, really appreciate that. Please like, share, subscribe, and get this information out to everybody because this channel is being overshadowed by a lot of these major platforms. Right? But this is the dopest channel out right now on YouTube that's bringing facts. And all we doing is growing. And this is what we doing. Team Flow. We are in the building. Thank you so much to the Alpha Omega. Thank you so much for being in tune with me. I really appreciate it. That's right. Thank you so much. Peace, y'all. Peace. Peace.